Okay, 6:30, I'm going to call the meeting to order.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey everyone. We need a motion to approve the agenda. Before we do that, I put under executive session to discuss the energy purchasing program, but we only need to do that if there's further discussion. So we need to add under new business, to add for a resolution for us to, for me to sign, or Barbara Bertrand to assign, to go into agreement for the CCM energy procurement program. So if I can add that under new business, I'm going to add it as the third bullet. Motion to accept the agenda if there's any other issues.
Yeah, I have, well, I'll make a motion to approve the agenda and then have discussion on it. So I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Yeah, the CCM Energy Purchasing Program, not actually discussed in the executive session, so that should be on, as you moved it anyway. And then the discussion of Mason property, that is not enough information for executive session issue. Could you expand on that for the record?
Sure. It's for the property that the town owns, the building lots that need to be sold.
So it's for a sale, you're going to be discussing a sale issue. Okay. So I'd like the agenda to be amended for discussion of sale of Mason property.
Thank you. Any other comments? All in favor? Aye. Approval of this May 30th minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Abstention? Okay, public comment. Yes?
Question, it keeps saying on the website, the Haddam website, where it says, people warning people about nails in the road. We still have the screws, we still have
We
the
had a
problem.
problem about maybe 6 weeks ago. There was just for a very short period of time, at least what was reported, there was probably another 8 to 10 cases reported. One woman unfortunately had 2 of her tires of 2 different cars affected. So Channel 5 went and did a story just to try to make there be more awareness for people to see what was going on. So it's been quiet, but that's the story. What's going on with that? Anyone else? Yes?
Last month, I asked why Jennifer was fired, the tax assessor. And the discussion you had was you would have to check with the town attorney. I wonder if you did that, and can release any word for why she was fired.
There was no discussion about me checking with the town attorney. The answer was willful misconduct, and that was the comment.
And it's stated willful misconduct.
Anyone else? Yes?
The discussion started back in November about the EDC.
Yep.
And I speak a bit back on my name when 2 months ago you had said either May or
Yep, we
June.
still need to meet Sean, so I'm happy to do that. Anyone else? Yes? Can Joanne, just for the record, she doesn't know who everybody is, she knows who they are, but Mark, just, go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, Elizabeth Malloy, 201 Corey Hill Road. I'm very happy to see that there's some work going on, but I was hoping that at some point maybe Public Works could come over and just let us know what the proposal is for Corey Hill Road in terms of the ultimate final job. I know that they're working on the drainage.
Right now, we're working on drainage, so as far as what we've been doing, the same 3 roads, Engine Hollow, Cove Road, and Rock Landing are to be done at this point in time. Next go around, we're looking to do Quarry Hill, and these are additional roads that the Board of Selectmen need to approve as far as the bonding process. So the next set of roads in Haddam Neck that are being looked at for next year because drainage needs to be done are Quarry Hill, Hurd Park, and Clarkhurst.
Well, and that's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we just understood,
Yep.
you know, what the whole process is.
When I know the schedule, even for the roads that we're doing now, right now, we just have a contractor here just doing drainage work.
And I'm also hoping that any of the stone walls they take down will be put back.
They shouldn't be touching stone walls, and if they are, then I need
Well, I'm
to-
not sure either, but
Yeah, there's,
if they come down,
anything they're touching is in the town right of way, but I'm not aware that they're touching any stone walls, but they will talk to those property owners, but when the work is ready to be done, those residents that live on those roads will receive letters to know that work is being done on those roads. And in addition, we'll put something up on the town website, and then we'll also put something up on the town Facebook page.
as long as the stone walls go back.
I don't believe that they've done it, and if they haven't, I'm not aware of it. Yes, Jim?
Susan Levin.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, is there someone behind me?
Yeah, there was, but it's okay.
I apologize.
Go ahead. You go first and I'll follow.
Okay. Yes, they did make holes in the stone walls at Warren Hill.
Okay.
Kind of, I don't live there, but it kind of,
Yep.
you know,
I'm-
looked like, but now that they're doing it, it doesn't look so bad. The ones they put the drain.
Yeah, I think,
But what I'm asking about is, are you going to be changing fences, for example, on Rock Landing Road? Because I noticed that in the new road that they built, they put up the awful metal fencing. And then also, there's a little bit on a section of Hurd Park Road, but I really don't think it belongs in a residential area, especially near my house.
I don't believe they're putting any fencing up. I don't think that's in any of the work that they're doing.
I just happen to dislike it out of the, you know, where people have nice houses.
Yeah, we've been
It's
putting
ugly.
wood railing on most of the road sections. There was a section that got approved early on McTighe with some different type of fencing, but all of the work that we've been doing is it kind of looks like wood, but it's not. But I do
You
not.
know what I mean, don't you?
I do. I don't know of any though fencing that's being planned to be done.
Well, they put it on that little road they made off of Hurd Park, where we got a town accepted it.
When was this?
Maybe other people like it, no, before
Right
you,
over here.
Yeah,
it's before your time, maybe other people like it, but I don't.
okay. Duly noted. Yes, Jim?
Well, first of all, on that fence, we fought that at the time, and I think the regulations have changed, so at least now the color will be different. But, you know, Haddam Neck is a pretty quiet little neighborhood, there's no roads, no through roads. So
Right.
we don't need roads built to high-speed standards.
Correct. We're not widening any roads.
And I think the biggest improvement as far as damage to stone walls would be from the area I live in, would be to get somebody else putting plowing, because that guy has been we really need just somebody who's a little more sensitive to the area.
Okay.
And Butler used to do this for a long time ago, and they still, somebody mentioned it to me when I was in their office last year. Maybe we could pop out on that.
Okay, well, I don't know when the contract is up, but first of all, we will address that. I will speak to Chris Corsa so he can address that with the contractor. And I don't know when that comes up again, but we will look into that. So. Yes.
Actually, keeping the plowing vein, just about the cul-de-sacs around town, are they gonna press those up like they have in the past, where the plows had created
With the
mounds?
curbing?
No, not the curbing, actual coming on, pushing onto the lawn, so you really can't take care of the lawn. Because now you have sand and dirt that has been plowed into the end of the cul-de-sacs. It makes it really hard to maintain your yard when the town is pushing all this stuff.
Well, unfortunately, from what I've been told for how the plows need to go, they need to get, it depends upon how much snow and how heavy it is, and they need to get a run to push. And then usually what happens is at the end of the cul-de-sac, that property owner usually ends up breaking that back out to the
The years
street.
past, they've come to us. I just wanted to word out, because I'll take care of it myself.
If there's an issue, Public Works, just shoot them an email, but I
No
haven't,
stranger to shoveling, I'll leave it.
I can't hear you.
No stranger to shoveling, I'll take care of it. I just wonder if they're moving.
There's no need to take care of it. They actually, I thought they just completed sweeping last week, so if there's a piece that was missed, just
Well, it's
let
not
me
stupid,
know.
it's on my lawn. I can't
So-
mow it, my lawn there because of the,
Again, usually the property owners rake it off, it goes into the cul-de-sac, and then the sweeper comes to do it. So if it's something they missed, we'd be happy. If you want to give Joanne your address at the end, we can let Public Works be aware of it. Yes, sir.
You think we missed the sweeper part?
They just finished in,
Oh, they're coming over here?
Haddam. They usually come over.
You know, a lot of the CMs.
You guys have to remember, we had 3 major nor'easters that hit, as you know, we were hit very hard with one of them, with Powers and Limbs, so that unfortunately put them behind. So they're in the process of working on that.
Whoever the plow person was in the winter, the dirt road next to me, Akerston Lane, and Akerston Road, they ended up being like a washboard, and I've never seen that before. God knows I've been there long enough. And it's like the plow was going like this, hitting. You could see the marks from the plow on the dirt road, and I mean, it just made it like,
Yeah, unfortunately, right, and they're a new contractor, so again, we'll let them know. Fortunately, the contractors previous to that, the person who was doing it wasn't paying them, so unfortunately, we offered to let them stay on, and they just, I guess the dad had had enough and the son was doing it with him, so they parted ways. So again, all valid information, whether it comes from my office, I can relay to Public Works, or just let them know. Because if they haven't done it before, then they're not familiar with it, but I want to make sure they're not hitting stone walls and things that are historic in nature. And
they've undermined mine, but they've known that for a long time.
Yeah, yes.
We live at 15 Rock, I'm sorry.
That's okay, just because I want to make sure if there's issues, we're addressing them.
Okay, James Cosenza. I live at 15 Rock Landing. Just to kind of piggyback what everybody's been saying, we have slate granite out in front of our yard where the mailbox is, and the plows took that down too.
Post.
Yeah, just like they look like horse posts or whatever.
Yeah, so usually what happens is if it's something, so if a post is there, it's from the weight of the snow, that usually means that the post isn't strong enough. For being granite, I would think the post would be strong enough. So if there is an issue where
The plow actually
a
did it.
plow actually hit it and caused damage,
Yeah,
if it's
I
a
mean,
mailbox or whatever, the town does replace those things. So,
We dug it in and we fixed it, but just
yeah.
saying that he's a new person. so
No, I totally
Jennifer
understand,
said
but I also don't
Yeah.
want there, if there's a problem, I want to know that it be taken care of.
I think to address Sue's point, we used to go back and grade all of the dirt roads. So maybe we can get that road graded in the Public Works.
Yep, he is aware of it, and he is working on that. We've talked about Arby Springs many, many times. Mark, did you have a comment?
Someone else answered.
Answered it, okay. Before we move on, anyone else? Okay. All right, we have tax refunds. We have one tax refund for motor vehicle for $152.11. A motion to approve the refund.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, we have some appointments. As the board knows, Eleanor Farrell, who was our municipal agent, is an attorney by trade. She came to us not being in the workforce for a period of time. She was hired and did an excellent job as municipal agent. She has since taken a job this month with Legal Services. So we need to appoint a municipal agent. Since Social Services has been running in-house, Jessica and Eleanor have been working together comparing notes side by side to see where there could be some crossover between social services and municipal agent. For the most part, the renter's rebates, which now can be done in the assessor's office because some towns do municipal agent or assessor's office, and some of the other things, Jessica has agreed to pick up those responsibilities that Eleanor had for an additional 5 hours a week. So what I'd like to do, until we can get a handle on the need of the amount of hours that we have and get through the summer months at least, what I'd like to do is appoint Jessica to be our municipal agent for the elderly. This will allow her to pick up where Eleanor left off, better respond to the emails and phone calls, which she's been doing, and then we can adjust, and if we need to increase hours from there, we can do that. And if we need to hire another individual, we can do that too. But looking and meeting with both Eleanor and Jessica before Eleanor left, at this point, we're leaning towards if we can get those renter's rebates taken care of in the assessor's office, Jessica can pick up the extra work that Eleanor was doing. So I need a motion to approve Jessica Condell. It's an appointment. You can make that appointment for 2 years or 4 years. Again, because we're assessing and there might need to be a change, I'm just going to suggest that we maybe make that motion for 2 years for right now. And we're going to give her another 3 to 6 months to see. And if things go awry, then we'll get an ad out and we'll start looking for a part-time municipal agent.
Is the statute 2 or 4 years?
It depends, you can do either one,
That's what the statute says.
2 or 4.
I'll make that motion. Do that.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We had a hiring committee to hire an assistant assessor. We have a candidate who is qualified, who was an assessor in the town of Lisbon. She's taken all her certification courses. She has experience. She's very personable. She has the knowledge. She's up, ready, and running. If we approve her tonight, she can start on June 20th. And just have a motion to approve, and then if there's any discussion, we can talk about it. Everyone, you have her resume in front of you.
Make that motion. Talk. Make that motion.
Okay. Any discussion?
You're just curious who was on the committee?
Tammy Anderson, the assessor, Barbara Bertrand, finance director, Kristen Battistoni, tax collector, myself, and Joanne Riccadelli, our HR.
And what was her reason for leaving?
She had a personal reason that she had to leave. That is no longer in existence. So she's ready to re-enter the workforce. Her references all checked out.
The hours it is.
33 hours a week.
And what is the pay that you were suggesting?
$25 an hour.
And her resume didn't state that she knows Excel or Word or any programming that she will need on the side.
She does.
She knows that. What is the 25 per hour compared compared to what the existing assistant assessor was making.
It is the rate the assistant assessor was making before she got an increase.
Was there a survey done with how much an assistant would normally get?
Yes.
And you have that?
It's on the CCA, so, yeah.
I don't have access to this, so you guys have checked that out, $25 is an average? And is that something that you could provide me?
Sure. It's all within budget. And being a union position, we have to pay within a certain range of 75% of the salary up to 105 or 110%. So again, she just needs to take her exam. She has taken all of her classes at UConn. She's done everything that she needs to do. And she was the actual assessor in the town of Lisbon. Granted, it is half the size of the town of Haddam, but she's very familiar with the piece. She also has done the renter's rebates, which is why I'm able now to put that in the assessor's office.
Yes, that's not a difficult thing.
No, it's not.
But, so $25 per hour plus a union position,
It comes out to $43,000 a year.
and you said she has to take her exam, so she's not certified.
She is
yet.
not qualified, she does not have to take her exam for this position. She does have to, she can take her exam, she's taken all the classes, but this position does not warrant that someone takes their exam. It's a clerical position. She planned to be here this evening. She had a family graduation that would prevent her from being here, so. Any other questions? Hearing none, a motion to appoint Deborah Kopp as assistant to the assessor.
Well, we have Mary made the motion, but I think something needs to amend it to add the pay. Dollar amount.
Is it like 2503 an hour or something like this? All right, Joanne thinks it's $25.08 an hour. I don't know, do you want to amend your motion?
Yeah, recommend my motion for 2508.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I'm going to abstain because I don't feel like I know enough about her to hire her.
Okay. The next thing is EDC. We have 3 candidates that were on EDC. Kate Anderson, Mike Farina, and Lori Maggi, who have been on EDC, who have signified that they are interested in staying on EDC. And Megan Malarski is a new member to EDC. She's an unaffiliated voter. Megan has been instrumental in helping with the market on the green. And she is a small business owner in Haddam. So if I can have a motion to appoint.
All of these people's terms are up, you're saying?
Yes, they were all up June 1st, and there's a meeting Wednesday night. And they all have indicated that they would like to be reappointed.
And how many positions are left?
I don't know how many positions are left. I think there's 1 or 2.
And your reasoning for not appointing Sean Moriarty?
It's because I haven't met with him to go over his qualifications or interest in what he can offer to the board. I have not talked to him about being on infrastructure, which he is. But I'm happy to do that.
reach out to me anytime.
Waiting for the vote.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thought I heard mumble. Emergency operations, Kevin McManus has volunteered to work. We're looking to build that as a team with Alan Alonzo. Kevin has experience. At one point, he worked as 911 dispatcher. He actually works for a company that handles emergency operations, the equipment, procedures, and everything else. We are having Emergency Operation Day on June 20th, which is this Wednesday from 9 to 2 at the Emergency Operations Center. There have been a few times this year that I needed Alan Alonzo, and he either has not been available or he has been away. So obviously working to build a team to help for emergency operations, especially due to all the recent weather-related issues. Kevin's a great guy, he's got a great background, and he's happy to serve. So I can have a motion to approve him to help as the assistant for emergency operations.
It's a non-paying.
It's a non-paying, is a volunteer position. He's also familiar with grants, which we haven't taken advantage of over the past few years. With FEMA, he's spent a lot of time, so I think it'll be very beneficial for us. He can work on those grants and help us get some equipment in-house that we can use.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion?
I really think we should, it's great that Alan's getting help. I would like to see us use the Everbridge system this coming hurricane season and going into the winter season. So maybe Alan can pass that on to Kevin and learn the Everbridge system, and so we can use it in town.
He's very familiar with the Everbridge system.
So hopefully then he could be the designee then to use that system for storms would be great. It also takes some pressure off of you too.
There's no pressure, it's just another volunteer. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye. We have a resignation from our codes from planning and zoning. He, as everyone knows, his wife Carolyn passed away suddenly last year. Art has moved out of town, he sold his home, he was part of P&Z for a very long time. So he wrote a letter of resignation to Scott Brooks. So just so that the board is aware, he is a Republican, so I have notified Sam Crum of this change. Wait to see what P&Z does with alternates, and then we'll probably have to look for another alternate for P&Z. So wish Art very well. Under new business, Liz Glidden is here to talk about the build grant. So Liz, I'm going to hand the floor over to you.
I'll stand over here, that way I don't have to talk with my back to anyone. The build grant is a federal grant it stands for Better Utilizing Infrastructure to Leverage Development, so that's the acronym. It was formerly known as the Tiger Grant, it's a federal grant available to all 50 of the states. Each state is eligible to get $25 million in funding. This year, the build grant is going to be focusing on rural communities, and there is zero match for rural communities. So Jim Ventris and I, Jim Ventris is the planner in East Haddam. We have long been interested in trying to have a walkway across the bridge. This was initially designed with the reconstruction plans for the swing bridge between the two towns. And through some funding issues, the state said that they could not fund the walkway. They're going to fund the reconstruction, and that is on board to happen in 2020, but they are not going to fund the $14 million for just the walkway that would be kind of cantilevered off the bridge. So we are going to ask for a build grant. We're starting to make that application. So the request would be for the $14 million for the walkway plus some reinforcements plus the approach. The approach would be from Eagle Landing State Park just to where the bridge starts. It's about 300 feet. So altogether, that totals close to $17 million that we're going to be asking the build committee for. If it were approved and constructed, the walkway would be on the south side of the bridge. For anyone who's not aware, the town was in receipt of a TAP grant, Transportation Alternatives Program, and we will be doing sidewalks basically from the railroad or from Eagle Landing State Park on the south side of Bridge Road all the way west to 154. And we are in the design phase of that right now. We did a concept, and we're doing the final design, the surveying, and we'll be creating some construction plans. So hopefully by 2020, if we were to get this build grant, we would then have a walkway that goes from 154 all the way across the bridge. And you know, there's a lot of benefits to that. Obviously, we have quite a bit of available parking space on our side of the bridge. East Haddam has very little. There's a lot of events that we like to do together. Music on the River is a big one that's coming up on Mondays. There'd be better accessibility to the park. So we're going to be working on that. The grant, we thought the grant was due in October. They changed it. It is due July 17th. So we are scrambling to get that done. And one of the reasons I wanted to come before the Board of Selectmen is to ask you for a letter of support. So we're getting letters of support from town organizations and other groups. Really, the point is to foster economic development and to really create some synergy between the two towns that would make it more pedestrian friendly.
Any questions for Liz? Yeah, question. What else could we use the build grant for? Walkway and bridge. What's the acronym stand for? Or what's the
Building, better utilizing infrastructure to leverage development. So it's, I don't have the NOFA in front of me, but I mean, you could use it. I don't know that it's really for highway construction, but pedestrian access, safety, anything with economic development. I think it is really intended to, for like village centers. If there was a project near a school, this would probably be good for that. Gaining access to walkability to schools, connecting community buildings.
This is a project that Commissioner Rediker and the DOT support. We're looking, obviously, they have funding for this, for the swing bridge, so this is an opportunity to work with DOT. They've done most of the engineering on it, they've done the planning on it. So for us to partner with them and expand to have this be a reality is something that has been the first thing to be done.
Last year, Liz, we talked about, it was like 15.5, I thought.
Yeah.
And then,
Tiger.
right, for Tiger, right? So now it's 17, right? But you
Because
said there's an extra 300 feet there. Where is it at?
so from the entrance of Eagle Landing State Park, it's also Little Meadow Road right there.
Yes.
So from that point to where the bridge is actually elevated is 300 feet.
Okay.
And it would have to be cantilevered, and there's quite a bit of engineering that needs to be done. done in order to deposit the fill, to put some kind of walkway there.
Sure.
You're asking for 17 million. Is that what you received? Is it an all or nothing situation, or would you receive part of it?
So we've had that conversation ourselves, and what we're going to put in the grant is that the project would only be able to commence if we got full funding for it. So that the town doesn't get, reeled in to contribute.
It's also possible that they might come back and say, and just give you part of it.
Yes, and if they just gave us part of it, then I think we wouldn't accept it.
We would
because-
have to decline it.
Is this a two-part thing with East Haddam, or is this just us?
We're doing it with East Haddam.
That's what I thought.
It's federally funded.
That's what I thought, I just wanted to make sure.
Could something like this be used for, say, to convert the Haddam Elementary School for community buildings and for the infrastructure?
I don't think so, because I don't see how that is a transportation issue.
So it has to have a transportation element to it.
Yes.
It works because we're tying in the Essex steam train, we're tying in the ferries, we have the boats obviously in the river, we have the airport. It's all transportation related.
Well, and there's really no pedestrian access right now, so we are continuing their mission to have what they call complete streets, which means walkability and access for everyone.
I just think $17 million for a walkway that I don't think very many people would use. There was something else that we could have a use for it. Fixing the Tylerville road system, adding that side road that we always talked about. I would like to see something like that to kind of, give Tylerville some pizzazz. That's just.
Yeah, I mean, I support the side road idea. I think that would have required getting some easements and things, and we've approached those property owners, and at this time, unless we go down an eminent domain type of road, pardon the pun, I don't know that that's going to happen. So this already had the drawings in place. It has DOT support. We're getting their help with it, so this is ready to roll. And I should say the NOFA for this just came out the end of March, so again, it's a really fast turnaround, kind of unusually so.
Motion or letter of support from the Board of Selectmen.
Make that motion for letter of support.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Liz, thank you.
Yeah, I think I'm here next.
Need for the next one. All right, so we received a letter from Betsy Wingfield from Deep. According to Liz, Melissa, you're well aware of this from when you were in office. The town was under consent order SRD 75 to provide filters for a handful of residents on Skunk, Missouri and Little City Road. That consent order has been lifted, and the town is no longer responsible for providing those carbonated filter systems. And now it will be up to those property owners to take care of that themselves. So the question becomes, how does the town want to handle that? Do we want to make that effective immediately? Do we want to pay for one round of filters? What do we want to do?
Well, we approved the budget for this coming year, I believe, with the money in there for the water monitoring, correct?
Correct.
I do believe that the town should discuss continuing to pay for at least a few houses that dropped off, I believe. I have not seen the numbers in a few years. So it's probably, 6, 7, 8 left on there.
Yeah, it's in the packet.
I didn't get the package, so, and we got the letter from you.
Joanne has it, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we got the properties, did we get those?
We did.
Oh, we didn't get it.
There's 4 packets, one for Joanne, one for Liz. But there are, right now,
1, 2.
Now, is that also going to count down the road, as far as Bridge Road?
All right, sorry, this came,
But I mean, that's going to be coming up shortly too, no? What is that?
that's different.
this is different. So it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
10.
10 properties that are affected. I mean, I could be mistaken, Melissa, but I thought Liz had said in your, whatever, that you were in favor, you didn't want to continue this, so
If
that was
we-
something that I want
Yeah.
to
if-
talk about.
Right, if we weren't doing the water and Tylerville with the state money, then I would say we would have a discussion and make sure that the issue is a fair issue across town. But since we used our state money, I believe, for the water line in Tylerville, I think the town should still continue to pick up these houses.
Did we use Steve for this?
No, for
For
Tylerville.
Tylerville.
The steep grant could have been used for anything, but the town chose to use it for the water,
We
which
couldn't
is
use
no
it for,
problem.
we couldn't use it for anything. That was
No, you can actually change.
OPM, no, we couldn't.
Yeah.
OPM, excuse me, Melissa, you weren't in the meetings. OPM insisted that the steep grant that the town never used, that sat there since 2011, had to be used for the Tylerville water. So that was part of what OPM required for us to be able to have DEEP provide the funding and go in front of the bond commission for the rest of the funds and for the funds that Eileen Daly had put aside for the Tylerville water.
Right, and I know that the town pushed, and I did actually in 2013, that you can reallocate the money. So the town chose to use the $500,000 for water Tylerville, which there's no problem with that. But if we're going to do that, then I do believe we should continue to at least help these people as much as we can with their systems.
Right, well, being able to drink the water with filtration systems and not being able to drink the water at all are two separate issues. I think what's fair is for the town, these filters, Liz, have to be replaced every 6 months.
2 years. Usually 2 years for the carbon.
They need to be serviced every 6 months, and then they should be tested as well. Can I just say something about the steep grant? We did approach the state about repurposing the state grant, and they were unwilling. At one point, they were willing to discuss it with us, and then they said no. And I don't think that just as a point of clarification, that the Tylerville water is utilizing steep funds. We lost those because we didn't use them.
So the $500,000 is not appropriated for the Tylerville water.
I don't think it was. I don't have those numbers in front of me, but I think that
That's what
It
Jane
was?
said.
It was.
okay.
Yeah, they were going to pull it from us because we wanted to reappropriate it. They first said yes, and then we knew the water was possibly going to happen, and they said it was used for the water, or they were going to pull it, and that's what OPM said, so we had to do what OPM
But
indicated for us to do.
even if they told you you had to use the water, the town applied for the money specifically for the water.
Correct.
So the town chose to use town money for a water system for Tylerville. And people could drink the water after the carbon filters.
It was breaking through. It was
Somehow,
not
to one property.
Well, to me, that's more than what it needs to be.
So this is the same issue.
The water, if we wouldn't be released from the consent order, unless you can correct me, if the water, I believe the water is drinkable with the filtration system and doing what's been done.
That's correct.
And-
So the raw water, there's a few that have tested above the acceptable threshold. But after filtration, all of the homes have water that is within the healthy water drinking standards set by the state.
So So I think this is an issue that we'll address at the next budget meeting, because the money is there to finish out this year. So those people, if the town decides to not continue to fund this program, those people should have some time to make other arrangements.
I don't see it being a problem with doing it. I mean, everybody in town should have drinkable water. And I think if we all had to, if it was here, we would all want the same thing.
Yes.
We're not talking a lot of money. I personally think we gotta keep it.
Okay, that's fine for both, but I understood Melissa didn't want to do it, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so we will keep it in the budget for the next year. So let's vote on that we're going to keep the funding in place for the Scott Missouri Little City Road.
On with that one.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
And we forgot to do the CCM.
That's the last piece.
Number 3.
I'm going there now. That's what I added to bullet number 3. So there's a consortium, as you are aware, to purchase energy. We had a call back on June 11th. There's another call to finalize the RFP bids on June 26th. So there is a resolution that is attached.
Where are the dollar figures on this?
That will have to go into executive session.
Why?
Well, some of them we're not aware of in the bidders. It's because it's part of the contract. Rich, do you want to speak to that?
That's not.
So-
CCM did the bid, right?
Not yet. There's no dollar amount yet, but CCM hasn't done the bid yet. That's happening on
On the
June 26th. So the resolution allows Liz, or in her absence, Barbara, to participate in that conference call on the 26th and to either accept or reject the winning bidder. Okay? That's pretty much it at the moment. That's why there's no dollars on it. It doesn't say
So
it.
it hasn't happened.
Right.
Are most towns participating in this? Do you know the number of this?
Probably about 8 or 10 that I'm aware of.
There's 8, I believe.
That's it?
Yeah.
Have you gone out to bid on the town, on our own for the town to see what we could get?
We have a rate right now.
But did you go out to bid?
No. Barbara feels very strongly that this is the way to go. It's worked for us in the past.
Well, I'll make a motion that we approve you to enter into a contract with CCM's energy purchasing bid plan. Or not.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
It would be good if you could let us know too what I would like to know what the other prices that you've received are. Just curious for my own reasons, personal reasons.
A motion to go into, so when we go into executive session, it is just the board and the town attorney. So you are free to leave, you need to leave. There's nothing else that's going to be discussed afterwards. So if you want to leave, that's fine. If you want to go outside until we're done and come back in, that's fine too. I just want everyone to know what their option is. So can I have a motion to go into executive session?
I would like to add to the motion or public's information who will be in the executive session.
It will be the 3 selectmen and the town attorney.
Very short. Very short.
I hope I got damaged.
So if you ever want to try,
out of executive session, a motion to approve at auction on September 15th, the sale of the 5 remaining building lots, approved building lots on Silver Spring Nacy Group at a minimum bid of $50,000.
I'll make that motion.
Any discussion?
I really think that the amount should be higher though, than the 50, especially if we're going to go with a broader audience. We should go higher.
Yeah. It's a minimum, it's 50. I think 50 is fine. Again, they've sat there for 25 years. So we want to sell them. I think if there's interest, people will bid and they can start to outbid each other.
And I'll let the audience know, what happened last time, it was only advertised in Haddam, so we're going to go broader now to cover current Middletown press and hopefully get some more bidders in here, so.
Any other discussion?
And all of the lots are 2 acres, they're all buildable lots?
They're all 2 acres plus.
Yeah, there's like 2.4.
Right.
Some are
So we're just,
better than others.
Yeah.
Lots 1 and 2 really need to go together.
But
Yeah.
they're being sold.
They're
separate-
sold
they're separate
separately.
lots.
They're each being sold at 50,000, but logistically, how that would be laid out for what needs to happen, and obviously, people need to come in and do their due diligence, which some did. But lots 1 and 2 really should be sold together. But we're just going to wait on it being separate. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
I,
Opposed? Nay. Okay. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.